Yo.
Hey, welcome to the new meta, episode 128.
128.
128 in the house. What up? How you doing?
Yo.
Welcome back to the country.
Yes. Feels good to be back.
How's it feel to be now an international contaminator of the corona, spreader of the coronas?
You know, it feels damn good. I don't go anywhere, so I'm like naturally quarantined at all times.
I'm just messing with you. No, so where did you go? You just went. So there was a surprise. If you missed the last week's episode, you were gonna go and take your significant other on a trip for her birthday as a surprise, and we couldn't know where it was.
Correct.
So give me the deets now that it's happened.
Yeah. So I took her to a place that she's been wanting to go for quite a long time. Which was Tulum, Mexico.
Okay. I have no idea where that is or what it is, but okay.
How do you not know where Tulum is?
I don't. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's basically south of Cancun, like like an hour and a half.
Okay.
It's kind of your Instagrammer number one spot, I guess, and that really it really kind of showed itself. I gotta be honest. So I went to Costa Rica. Totally dead, right? I went to Acapulco, Mexico City, totally dead. I went to Tulum, and it was like Corona had never even happened.
Nobody gave a flying F, huh?
I mean,
I got Tulum up. I just Googled it right now. I'm looking at pictures. This place looks pretty dope. Did you go to any of these cool places like Tulum archaeological site?
You mean the Mayan ruins? No. Okay. You know, once you see like a few Mayan ruins, you just kind of feel like, I don't know, for me at least.
I haven't seen Mayan ruins and I want to. That's one of the things that we went on a honeymoon. We took a trip to the Bahamas for our honeymoon and a cruise. And one of the stops, there was like, we had to choose if we were going to go to the ruins or my wife wanted to swim with the dolphins. And so I was like, okay, I'll do what you want to do. We went and swam with dolphins instead. But I want to see the ruins, man. That was like one thing I want to go do.
Yeah, I mean, they're totally cool. They're worth seeing. It's just, once you've seen like 3 Mayan ruins, it's like, okay, I get it,
I'm good. No, this place looks pretty nice. It looks cool. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, the location of Tulum and like the architecture and the style, the chic, I guess, if you will, it's great. I actually like probably amongst, my favorite as far as like how everything looks and the beach is pristine and everything, all the places you can go and the food, fantastic. But just the people.
The people
are the worst.
It's full of all the Instagrammers and bloggers, man.
Yes.
And those are the worst kinds of people.
They really are. I have never really been around, I guess, that many of those types. Like you can usually see, like when I travel, you run into those types.
Yeah.
But to be like only surrounded by those types, it was really fucking weird. A lot.
You only gave me 1 lemon. I'm going to review you on Yelp if I don't get my second.
You just overhear the weirdest conversations. You're just like,
so how was the trip though? Was she surprised? Yeah. Was she like, oh damn?
Yeah, I mean, she was super thrilled. And one of the first things we did this like weird. It's called Senses Park, and it's like it's touristy. But
family friendly podcast.
Yeah, it is like a super family friendly. It's like a little park, and it's just like throws you off. Like there's a bunch of optical illusions and just like weird stuff to do.
That's cool.
And it was actually really, really fun. And then we drove into we got a little glamping place. It was really nice. It was like probably an hour outside. Glamping.
Say glamping?
Yeah, it's like camping but nicer, I guess.
Okay. So somebody else provides the tent.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a nice tent, and it's usually like
a hotel tent.
Basically, yeah. Huh. But it's like way cheaper than a hotel room because it's camping.
Right.
But yeah, so we go to this like glamping place, and then I knew it was like an hour drive to get to Tulum, and I had heard that Tulum traffic was bad, but again, like everywhere I've been has been completely and totally dead. So I'm like, well, we'll be fine because.
Because it's Corona.
It's fucking Corona. And so, I made this like dinner reservation, and they sold it as like an exclusive, like low amount of people thing. Like there are only like 20 tickets available. So I'm like, oh, okay, there's only going to be 20 people there. Cool.
20 tickets per minute.
Right. It's just like a menu, like a delicious tasting menu kind of thing. The cool thing to do on New Year's. And we get there and it's like, man, there's like 100 Instagram type people. And it was just, it was so awkward and weird and scary almost to be in the middle of all it. So it was very uncomfortable.
Did she feel the same about the uncomfortableness?
Oh,
or
yeah.
Yeah.
Or about just like, was like, well, we'd kind of spent money to do this like tasting menu type thing.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I mean, I wanted to get like our money's worth because you couldn't just like cancel. But at the same time, I was like, man, like, don't really want to be here surrounded by people and like a bunch of people that are not wearing their masks. And so, yeah, it's uncomfortable for sure. But and then we spent a few days in Tulum and it got better actually as time progressed because I don't know what it was, just like New Year's Eve, I guess, it's a big time to travel. And it got better, but it was really crowded and I was really not expecting it to be. And I kind of regret, I feel like I did Tulum an injustice by going during a crazy holiday time because I think it would have been better if there had been way less people.
You're right.
And then we went to Bacalar for her actual birthday, which is like, I don't know if you know what like a cenote is, but it's like earth water that's basically filtered naturally up through like limestone. So it's like incredibly clear, like the clearest water you'll probably ever see. And it's like this whole lake. It's basically like this giant cenote.
So did you go to swim in it and contaminate?
Yeah, of course.
Clear water?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Did you pee in it?
No.
Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth.
I do not pee in water. That's disgusting.
Really?
But yeah, and so we did that, and that was really cool too.
Wait, so at Lake of the Ozarks, you never peed in the
Lake of the Ozarks. Everyone's like puking, and I mean, shit. Are you kidding me?
I was like, I definitely peed more there, I think.
Of course.
So
I'm pretty sure the Lake of the Ozarks is like 95% human urine. Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, let's talk about some games. So that sounds like a fun trip though. So but everything travel wise went cool and no craziness there. He got back to the States safe and
it was interesting. But yeah, so gosh, a week ago we asked, let's see if we can pull it up here. Would you like to see charms in some form in D4? And so we had this kind of big discussion about charms, and the options were obviously one, yes, but please spare my inventory slots. We talked about how Diablo 2 charms would take up a lot of your inventory space, and a lot of people didn't like that. And then we talked about briefly, if someone confirmed in the YouTube comments that it was last epoch, there was that system where you'd had like a 10 by 10 space that you could fit in special types of charms, and they'd be more powerful based on their size and whatnot. And I actually thought that system was pretty cool. And then we actually had the charm of, yes, please just give me charms like they were in D2. And then, of course, no, don't give me charms at all. So I'll let you guys vote super quick. What do you want, P? And what do you think won the poll?
I'm kind of torn because at one point I'm like, those are powers that could go on legendaries. Another point is you could do charm Tetris, where you have a square and tiles and the charms are different shapes and you got to try to match them up and make them fit. And that could be interesting at first, but metas would be formed and then it would always just be like, throw these charms in. I don't know, man. I do think that something about Charm Tetris does kind of sound appealing, though. It seems like it could give you some choice. It would kind of be like Kanai's Cube, but maybe different. I would have to lean towards no, but I do. There is something about Charm Tetris. If some details could be worked out on that and make it cool, then I could be persuaded, I think. Yeah. But if it's not Charm Tetris, if they just go in your inventory, then absolutely not. I do not want inventory cloggers just eating up my inventory space. That sounds horrible. So.
Just like my argument was last week, I think I still have to go with yes, please, because it's another thing that you're kind of looking out for in your itemization. And, D4, I think even from D3 is actually going down in the number of equipment slots you get. So,
yeah. True.
It is kind of
I'm looking at it through a glass of Diablo 3 too. Right. And that's the thing is it's hard to get what we have now out of your mind, and kind of like if we don't know the systems they have, it's hard to make judgment calls on things like that. But,
sure.
If they have a limited inventory system, then charms would probably be needed. If they have a pretty vast inventory system, then you're just wasting space.
Sure.
But I do think it should be a dedicated slot and not eat up bag space. Although if you let it eat up bag space, then you could run around with like 2 inventory slots and have crazy charms. That's your choice.
I would almost vote against it if it was just like straight up like you have 2 charm slots. Like you wouldn't, like if they're rings, basically.
Yeah, like trinkets. Yeah, it'd be like trinkets or something stupid. Yeah, I'm against it like that too. I think a big square, and then have like tile in this literally Tetris. Like you have some that are, 4 and some that are long and T's and L's and weird shapes, and then you got to try to mix match them and get them to fit. But again, that would be fun for like a couple days or weeks, and then you're gonna figure out what's the best combination, and then you're never gonna change it, probably.
I don't know, because
it depends on the powers they put on it too.
The powers put on it, the the RNG rolls of the things that can go on it. You're probably always gonna be looking for upgrades there. I don't know. I like it, so I'm gonna say yes, but please spare my inventory slots.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Okay,
I can agree with that vote.
The poll goes to yes, but please save my inventory slots by 56%, and 39% says no, I don't like charms.
There's those 2% Diablo 2 fans out there.
And then 5% of the vote likes just like D2.
Yeah.
No, I don't like charms. Huh.
Yeah, I don't see them as it depends on how they implement it though. If it's killing my bag space.
Maybe people just saw a keyword charm and they're immediately like no, because they think about Diablo 2 and they didn't like read the options. I don't know. Surprising.
D2? Yes.
And then the poll for next week: should gems return in Diablo 4? Option 1, yes, it's a staple. Option 2, nah.
Are we talking about legendary gems or regular gems?
Gems, regular gems.
Not legendary gems, just regular gems. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like they existed in D2 and like they existed in D3. So just like these, basically, a currency item that you upgrade and they become more powerful, but they always buff a thing. Like it's always static.
Okay. We'll talk about it next week.
Well, I mean, we're kind of getting into it here, right? Because one of the things that's on the schedule for tonight is should jewels return in any gem? Should jewels return in addition to gems in Diablo 4? And so I'm meaning gems particularly in this post or in this poll, right? Gems, but this one's referring to jewels. I don't know if you remember jewels from Diablo 2. They were like kind of unique gems, where like they'd either give you like some kind of bonus that was very unique to that jewel, or they had like you had to get like an emerald or something like that equipped, and then you would get the staffs. I don't remember exactly how it worked.
I mean, it's been a long time, but it was basically like a really toned down legendary gem. Now, like instead of having just like plus strength or whatever, it could have like damage or
plus skill or something, I think.
Yeah, just weird, just all the stats, not just your primary stat. And that's basically how I remember it. Is there more to that? I haven't played D2 in like 20 years, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of that in a nutshell. They're a bit more unique, and I think it's kind of like getting legendary in and of itself, right? Like you
can get a badass jewel or something.
But then they do take up the slot that you could put something else in, and so there's kind of that balance of, do I want to throw in some runes, at least in Diablo 2?
More choice is a good thing. I think games nail it when you have to make a choice that hurts. When you're like, dude, I want this, and I also want this. And it's like, no matter which way I go, I'm happy, but I'm also sad that I'm giving up this other thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are some like examples of that is like even for wild talent trees right now in Druid, like on Resto Druid, there's a couple choices on some of the tiers where it's like you have to pick this or this. And I'm like, I want them both so bad, So if you had those same choices in Diablo 4, I think that's a great thing. You're like, man, I really want to put this jewel in there, but I could also put in this legendary gem, or I could put in this regular gem. I don't see how you could balance legendary gems to be equal footing if they let you socket. Like they're just so good. It probably has to be a choice between sticking a jewel in or a gem. The jewel slots weren't unique, weren't they? You could put a regular gem in a jewel slot, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So,
yeah, I mean, I think this is interesting because we saw the return of gems in Diablo Immortal. For you guys that didn't get the alpha, basically, it's almost exactly the same system we saw in D3, except for maybe it's just a slightly more interesting because it wasn't just like, okay, you run int in your armor or whatever because it gives you more damage as an int class, or like you run diamond in your helmet because it's cooldown reduction. Like there's like 100% always going to be a best option in D3. Like you could probably, I don't even know that I could tell you like what a like a yellow gem does in a weapon. Like I honestly don't even think I could tell you off the top of my head because no one ever would do that.
it's
right?
thorns. I
think you're right.
Maybe,
but
yeah. But I get your point, though.
Right.
Yeah, you never do it.
No, you would never ever. So yeah, I think that in D3 it's such a bad system, and when I saw it kind of return in Diablo Immortal, even though it was just the little like a millimeter more interesting. I would still give like static stats, and it's still like that whole like, okay, well you're gonna find a bunch of gems, and then eventually you're gonna be able to upgrade to them to like the top tier. So there's that small progression of I have to keep getting gems to upgrade gems to get to the max level gems. So there's like that teeny tiny bit of grind you have to do, right? That they really seem to be dragging out in Immortal. I think it'll take a very long time actually to probably get to max level gems in Immortal, but still at the end of the day, they're like there's buffing a stat, and it's a static thing, and it's not really exciting. And that got me thinking about if you look at Diablo 2 runes, right? Diablo 2 runes were essentially gems, like we would think of. They would basically each one of them would do a certain thing, right? And so like if you socketed them in a particular thing, they would give you like a static stat. But the thing that made runes obviously more interesting was rune words and combining them and like crafting or whatever. And I think that was obviously, if I think anyone would probably vote at the end of the day, they'd rather have runes than gems. But
right, yep.
I definitely don't think that they should do the system from D2 where if you want to be like, oh, I want to craft something with runes, you go to a third party website and you look at what you need to do to craft a thing, and that's very POE to me. I don't think that's how it would end up. I think unless you put an in-game system, but then you're still going to go to a third-party website. Yeah, and I think that D4 tried to aim, at least what we saw. You remember runes in the demo.
Yeah.
They kind of, I think they aim to solve some of that, where there's like, okay, if you pair this with the ish rune or whatever it was, you get this secondary effect. But I think that took away some of the, I don't know, the discovery, I guess.
Right, the complexity. Yeah.
Complexity, and I don't know. I didn't necessarily think it was very cool. Especially since, again, it goes back to that conversation we had last week where I think if you say, oh, runes, gems, coming back in another iteration of Diablo, and I think if you're not true to what those were originally, I think it's kind of a gimmick. Like
you got to call it something else. You're just playing on heartstrings. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
100%.
So yeah, I mean, I don't want to influence people's poll results, but
yeah, it is hard to not influence if you say how you feel about it. But I think the system we have in D3 for gems are kind of a joke at this point.
Oh yeah,
it's like you just get max level gems and you throw them in there, and there's like maybe a choice if you're going to throw in whatever your primary stat is, or if you're going to try to go defensive and throw in strength or dex because you're DRing because you have so much Paragon int these days. So it's the gems could honestly just be removed in D3 the way they exist in this current stage. They even made getting sockets on the items a joke. Like, remember when you used to be able to get set items that didn't even have guaranteed sockets on it, and now they're just like, oh, well, here, to make it easier to get, we're just going to throw sockets, which I think is a good thing. But again, it just kind of makes it just get rid of the gems in general. We don't have to worry about it. So,
and then just being able to re-roll a stat over and over again.
Yeah, you can't bring it back the way it exists now, though. If they bring gems in from D3 to D4, it's just like, why did you even waste time coding that? So you could have put that time into something else.
Yeah. That leads into, another discussion that's going around. Reddit people are already theory crafting what the next quarterly update is going to be on. And it seems like the overwhelming response is people want endgame stuff. What's the endgame?
They're not going to give us that, though. That's the thing, dude. You guys are dreaming. You're dreaming. You know what I would like to see? I would really love to see some PvP footage.
There was one or two guys who are like, PvP, what the hell?
That was me on all my alt accounts.
Yeah. This one that cracks me up, though. One guy says, music and sound would be great. Listen, guy.
He's trolling. He's trolling. Right? Finish reading that thing. Is he memeing? He's got to be Kappa, right?
Yeah, maybe. But
no,
maybe
what did
not.
he say?
Music and sound would be great, but I think now different endgame content or PvP info would be greatly appreciated.
Oh man, I don't think he was memeing, dude.
No, I don't think he was.
That's crazy.
Listen, I'm okay with music and sound, but that can't be. Well, see what originally happened, and I'm sure you remember this too. Like right after BlizzCon 2019, they were popping out little factoids and tidbits, and it was quarterly update won't be once a quarter. It's gonna be stuff, and then now it's literally just once a quarter. That's all we get.
Yeah.
And so music and sound would be awful. But if they want to do a big quarterly update and then hey, here's some screenshots, or hey, here's some music clips.
It's cool if they add those as tidbits, bonus material. Here, check this out. But if it can't, the meat and potatoes has to be one of the core subjects.
Right.
And honestly, I don't even know if PvP is enough to carry a core subject. I think that's kind of a side dish in itself.
No. That's almost an endgame thing, right?
I agree. Yeah. Listen. I am going to be on board with PvP more than any person you'll ever talk to. But I don't think that the fan base agrees with me. I don't think that there are a lot of people that even want PvP in the game. And I think that it's just because they haven't seen it implemented in a good way. I think that PvP is a great thing. And people are like, it doesn't belong in D4, and I'm telling you, I've been in arguments with people in my stream because they're like, get PvP out of the game. Don't even waste dev time on it. It's kind of like how you feel about campaign, right?
Yeah.
And so, but it's crazy to me because I think PvP is the one in-game activity that always can stay fresh. If they can put less effort into PvP, once they make it and it's good and it's balanced, they can put less effort in PvP and still keep it fresh by just cycling game modes, cycling maps, cycling little tweaks here and there, and keep things interesting. Whereas PvE, it's once you do a dungeon, you've done the dungeon. Once you learn boss mechanics, those forever. They're not going to go switch boss mechanics every season.
True.
But PvP can change every season. They can change the metas, they can change maps. There's so many little things that can influence the way it plays heavily. And I think that's the ultimate end game for a lot of people, and people that don't even realize it yet. It's once they get into it, they're like, man, this is fun. And it can carry a lot.
And it can bring players that aren't interested in Diablo. Maybe that they're interested in just PvP and stuff like that. Like MOBA players.
Exactly. So I think it could be phenomenal, man. But I think if they did only a PvP blog, I think that the backlash from the community might be really, dudes? And not that it'd be super bad, but I think people would be like, this sucked. I
don't know. Over some of the other quarterly updates, I still feel like it'd be more juicy than a lot of them.
Well, yeah. I mean, I complained about a lot of them though too. But yeah, I mean, it depends on what they're trying to get. If they're trying to make us happy, then I would be pog for a PvP update. I would like it. I want to see what game modes are you talking about? Are you going to have dedicated go queue up for PvP? Are you talking about we're just going to go to a zone and then kill anybody that's in the zone, open world, free roam style?
Yeah.
Yeah, or both, or capture the flag, king of the hill, BR. Dude, BR is it's the best idea ever.
Yeah, there is.
For ARPG. And I'm not even people think I'm joking when I say that, and I'm 100% serious. I am 1,000% serious, man. It is designed for. Could you imagine, I'm going to tangent for half a second. Could you imagine dropping down naked, you're getting gear, and you're making builds up on the fly with the items you're getting out of these treasure chests?
I'm ready.
That to me sounds so phenomenally fun. And it's people are BR meme. Are you serious? Like you're lost your mind. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about?
I agree. Obviously.
So good. So good.
Yeah, I think obviously we're the next big update. I think it's just going to be BlizzConline. I don't think that we're going to get probably Q1 update. But we know at BlizzConline we're going to get that 4th camp spot. So that's some of the biggest news I think they can give us.
I can't believe they leaked that. We're not going to tell you. We're going to tell you. We're going to announce the thing that we're not going to announce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool, bud. Yeah, we're gonna know the other class. It's not gonna be Necro. And then what?
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be Necro because they want me to be at BlizzCon, like physically to announce it myself.
To announce it, to do the Necro,
to play it for the first time, right?
It's gonna be. It's gonna be. I'm gonna go with Paladin.
I'm gonna go with Ranger.
Ranger. I think Ranger's a solid choice. They got 2 slots left. If they were smart, they would lie to us the whole time and say there's only 2 more character classes.
Yeah, but what if you were that one guy that got hyped for like the fake class that they released?
No. Like, yeah. So so they're telling us there's going to be 5 playable classes, right? What if there was actually 6?
Yeah.
And they reveal one and then they wait and they hold off and they're like, yo, the 5th and final player class is going to be blah, blah, blah. And then like at launch, there's another class.
I don't think they would do that. I think they'd just be like, well, let's just wait for season 1.
Is content.
Even if it's ready. Right?
But that could be the 7th that's ready. It's like they're missing something. So, okay, they have Sorcerer, which is your mage caster. Got to have that. Barbarian, staple. I mean, you got to have Whirlwind. So then they're adding Druid. Okay. Yeah. No, like I say that and I'm not joking. Whirlwind's going to be in every ARPG for the history of forever.
Yeah, unfortunately,
right?
Yes. Yeah.
It will always be in every ARPG. So and then Druid. Okay. So then we have 2 slots left. We have to fill a shooter bow class.
Yep.
Range class. And that's going to be Hunter. There's some kind of hunter-ish class. And then it leaves 1 slot. And that 1 slot is either going to be Necro, which I think should be in the game. Some kind of minions. It's got to be a minion. So it's going to be Necro. It can't be Witch Doctor. If they bring Witch Doctor back over Necro again.
Witch Doctor's not even on the table.
Yeah, it's not even a choice.
Paladin
like I already said, I would stream an address if Witch Doctor makes it to D4. There's clips of me saying, actually, I should delete all those clips.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's either Necro or Paladin, and it's honestly got to be the Hunter class and Necro are my guesses but then that leaves your holy plate wearing. That's expansion 1 or character class, pay to win class number 1 is your Paladin.
Yeah, that's fine.
It should be Necro, but I think it'll be Paladin.
No, it should not be Necro. You cannot have Necro be the pay to play class for 2 Diablos in a row.
Yeah.
It'd be terrible.
All right.
But yeah, and so this led me down a little dark anal of Reddit, where I found this post that was a Diablo knowledge quiz. I've not taken this.
We're going
to take this together live.
We're going to look so bad. Okay.
Here we go.
Wait, hold on. I'm getting Google ready.
Yeah. Okay, listen. The Diablo developers were experimenting on making the game to be turn-based RPGs. True or false?
That's true. That's true.
Right. We heard Brevik say that, right? 100%.
Yeah. He told us that.
They don't tell us we got it right until the end. Oh, God. What is this shiny red stone? Can you see at all?
It's a little mucky, and it's hard for me to read the text, too. So read me the choices. There you go. That's better.
What is this shiny red stone? The blood stone, the blood shard, the soul stone, or the spirit stone? It's got to be soul stone, right?
Yeah, I would say soul stone. Yeah. That's my guess, too.
But what is the name of the river flowing near Tristram? Oh, fuck. It's Elrondar, Argentec, Talsande, and Elwyn.
Well, Elwyn's probably not it because
that's Lord of the Rings, right?
That's Lord of the Rings Forest, Elwyn Forest.
Oh,
right?
There you go.
So that one's crossed out. So, and what was
Elrondar, Argentec, and Talsande? I guess they 1 or 3.
more Diablo-ish than
It
the
does. It still
other
sounds
two.
still Lord of the Rings.
It does still sound a little Lord of the Rings-ish, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So Talsande or
So
Argentech?
you want to go with the A one?
I'm feeling the T one.
Argentech?
I don't know.
You want to go with C? All right, you can do it. I wish we would know straight up.
Okay, who is this? A lesser evil? It's that chick from D2. The boobs.
Okay.
The boobs.
The boob chick?
Adria. We know that's not Adria,
It's
right?
not Adria.
Ariel? Isn't that an angel?
Yeah, it's
Indariel. It's got to be Indariel. Balia. I think it's Indariel. Final answer.
Okay, I'll take your word. I don't know.
Yeah, I got this.
Okay.
Who is the Lord of Destruction? Vale.
Okay.
Did you know that? Maybe I should let you answer first.
No, because I'll probably miss more than you.
Which knight order was Lacdanon a member of? Lacdanon is the guy from Act 1. He's like, my name is Lacdanon. Right?
Is he the guy that you save?
No,
But he
he's
dies?
the guy, the books you're reading when you're in Leorix.
Oh, yeah, he gets murked by all the guys. They turn on him, right?
Yeah. Okay, well, he was a knight. What knight order was he a member of? The Knights of Westmarch.
That's the Zarkarium, isn't it? Hand is Zarkarium?
Wouldn't it be Leorix? Because he's talking about, I don't know.
I think it's Hand is Zakarian, but I don't know, man. That just sounds familiar to me.
Hand
but,
sounds familiar. All right, well, we'll go with you this time.
No, but the hand could be from Game of Thrones. That's why I think, oh, fuck, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I really don't.
I mean, like he's the one that like killed Leoric.
Okay, well then, okay, if he's Leoric's elite guard and he killed Leoric, doesn't that sound Game of Thrones-ish? Doesn't that sound like Jaime Lannister?
Yeah. And that, yeah, but that's what he was, you know?
Okay. I think it's the hand, but you can pick Leoric's and then maybe it'll tell us the answer after.
Okay.
Maybe
I think we should go with Leoric's.
Okay.
What is Deckard Cain's catchphrase? Stay a while and listen. I can identify that for you. Stay a while and chat. My name is Deckard Cain. Come and stay a moment.
Come and stay a moment. Oh, stay a while and listen. I think one.
For sure.
Stay a while and chat on AIM.
Who is the man in Diablo 3 who helps you with gems? Covetous Shen, Covetous Jen, Covetous Ben, Covetous Glenn.
It's Shen,
yeah,
right?
Shen, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm like 90% is Shen.
Is the famous Cal level also included in D3? Yes or no?
Yeah. Of course, man.
How many Diablo 1 character classes are there, including expansion characters?
Oh,
I've never played Diablo 1.
I've booted it up before on PlayStation, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to go... Okay. Fuck, dude, I don't even remember. There was definitely a warrior class or barb class.
Yeah.
I think.
There's one.
And then there was a wizard. There's always a wizard.
Okay.
And there was probably a rogue, or am I thinking of two?
There's no rogue in D2. There's assassins D2.
Okay. So I'm going to say rogue. So that's 3.
I don't know.
I'm gonna guess 5.
Okay.
Because it says including expansions. So I'm gonna say 5.
Let's go 5.
I think 5 is a good answer.
What was King Leoric's great sword made of?
Adamantium, man. Wolverine.
Adamantium? Gold, crystal, or mithril?
Okay, so we know it's not adamantium. That's Marvel. We know it's not mithril because that's Lord of the Rings. So it's got to be gold or crystal.
Mithril's like a fantasy thing, though. It's not just Lord of the Rings.
I mean, have they ever referenced mithril in Diablo 3 that I can remember? I never heard it either.
But I've never heard them saying like, "Oh, Leoric and his crystal sword or gold sword."
We'll say it could be mithril. I don't know, man.
Let's say mithril. I believe it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Can you name the original Diablo expansion character? Oh man.
Bard.
Was there a Bard?
I think it was Bard too. I think it was Bard.
I'm gonna go Bard in Diablo 1?
Yeah. I'm going Bard.
Weird. Okay, we'll say Bard. How many original character classes are there in Diablo 3? 5. Easy. What is the annual retro event in Diablo 3 called? Wow, topical. Cool. That's happening right now. The Darkening of Tristram.
Yeah.
Obviously. Who is the Dark Wanderer? Multiple answers. It's a Diablo 1 hero. Because we know he jams the thing in his head. I don't know anything else.
Was he the hero? He's not King Leoric.
No. And Marius is that rat in this jail cell. Why would it say multiple answers? Is it trying to trick us?
I think so.
Aiden, why does that sound so familiar?
I don't know who Aiden is. If it's another one, it's got to be Aiden too.
All right, we'll go with Aiden. Yeah.
Double
what
down.
is this? Kanai's cube, Nephilim cube, Herodric cube, Leoric's cube.
I gotta wait for it to pull up. It's hard for me to see it. I would say,
Herodric cube. What's the difference between Kanai's cube and Herodric cube?
I don't know. Leoric doesn't have a cube. It's got to be Kanai's. It's right. Because Kanai's cube drops on the ground and you pick it up, right? When you go get it, like you click it, doesn't it fall on the ground?
Yeah.
And I think it looks like that.
Okay.
Maybe.
Let's go Kanai's. Who is the Angel of Valor? It shows a picture of Imperius. Is that to trick us?
It could be. I mean, that's Imperius in the picture.
Yeah. Let's go Imperius. Surely they wouldn't. How many gods does the monk in Diablo 3 believe in? 1, 3, 101, 1001.
It's 3, right?
Why would it be 3?
For your things that you put on.
What?
Your what are they? Hold on. The mantras. Isn't each mantra a different god?
There's 4 mantras.
3? Oh, is there? Okay, never mind.
That's out. Okay, 4 multiplied by. I think these 101s.
Wait,
seems.
What are the there's salvation, retribution. Is there retribution? 4. Is there one? Is there 4? You're sure there's 4?
Yeah.
100%. Okay. I don't know then. 1.
101 Dalmatians 1. 1001.
It's either 1001 or 1.
1001.
There's 4 mantras.
I think 1001. Let's go 1001.
That seems so wrong.
That does seem wrong. Deckard Cain was a member of multiple answers again. Oh boy. The Brothers of the Herodrum, the Crusaders of Light, the First Ones, or the Priests of Rathma. It can't be the Priests of Rathma because that's like necro dudes.
Deckard Cain was a member of the
First Ones. I mean, he's old as fuck.
He is.
He
old
sounds
as
like
fuck.
a first one.
Not a first one though, dude. He's a human though, so he can't. He's not like
Herodrum has to be one because he's always talking about the.
It's got to be the Brotherhood of the Herodrum.
But there's multiple, maybe. Crusaders of Light, the First Ones. Would it be either of those?
I don't know. I would say the first ones too. I would do 1 and 3.
1 and 3? Okay.
I would.
Old. Yeah. Okay.
Just because he's old AF.
Yeah, true.
He's a boomer for sure.
Who used to be the Archangel of Wisdom? Mathiel, Imperius, Uriel, Ethereal. Mathiel? Are they showing a picture of Mathiel? Are they doing this to trick us?
I don't know. I mean, that's definitely Mathiel.
Let's go with the picture, I guess.
Okay. Oh, man. Do you got to submit your email to get the answers?
15 out of 20. Look at us.
That's not bad.
Wow. What did we get wrong? Okay.
Hold on.
Which knight order was Lactanin a member of? It was the Order of Light, not Leoric's Elite Guard. Rip
the dream. We were both wrong on that one. Then.
Yeah. How many D1 classes are there, including expansion? 6 is the correct answer.
Damn you.
Whoops. What, me? I don't know anything about D1.
No, not you. Not you.
Can you name the original Diablo expansion character? It was Monk and not Bard.
Oh, the dreams.
I didn't even know Monk was in Diablo 1.
So we've missed all the Diablo 1 questions.
It was Herodric Cube and not Kanai's Cube. And then...
What the hell is the Herodric Cube then?
It's a Diablo 3 cube, right?
What are you doing with the cube?
You put your shit in it. That's what's in the cube.
That's the cube that you like socket a thing?
Is it D2? Kanai's cube is D3? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Yep.
No idea.
And then Deckard Cain was a member of 3. The First Ones, the Brotherhood of Herodrum, and the Crusaders of Light.
So
So we didn't select enough things. 15 out of 20, though. I mean, that's not bad.
Listen, I mean,
hey,
Lore
Fluffy and PChild got this. Don't worry.
It'd be interesting to see. There were 6 classes in D1.
Did we actually we got the river right. Talsande. Way to go. Nailed that one on purpose.
We nailed it. Shit. We talking about there was no guess.
Mithril was actually correct.
That's crazy. I would have missed that because I was like, no, that's Lord of the Rings.
Wow. And Aiden, that was the thing we guessed on as well, the multiple answers.
We didn't guess on any. We talking about
1001 monk gods as well.
That was right?
Yeah,
that was actually right?
That's correct.
Shit. So that was you. I never would have picked 1001.
Easy.
I would have put 3. I would have been like, oh, there's 3 mantras. Done. Didn't even know how many mantras there were.
But yeah.
That's fun. That's the thing. You should throw that in chat. Well, I guess they've already ruined it.
Yeah.
They saw it. But that was interesting.
Also, Blizzard announced that the Immortal Alpha is now over. So you missed your chance, P. Gosh.
God damn it. I played Immortal. I'd played it. It was interesting. We talked about it a lot on the other podcast. Just throw it out there. Sorry I didn't stream it 60 hours a week, everybody.
Yeah, well, I accept your apology, but chat will not.
My neck though, like what? Turn sideways, Fluff. Hold on. Do you have a lump right here?
What?
Yeah. Your neck's looking a little thick in the back. You got that.
Oh yeah, it's jacked, dude.
You got that cookie neck.
I'm not even flexing.
No, seriously. Let me ask you a question about Immortal. When you were traveling on this trip, did you get downtime and did you play Immortal?
I was thinking about that. I was like, man, like I said that before we boarded the plane. I was like, hey, I'll have Immortal. Like, and then I was like, I loaded it up while we were waiting to take off because they had to put like de-icer on the wings. Mm-hmm. So it took like 10 minutes longer than I was supposed to. And I was playing, and I was like, man, this is draining my battery so fast. Like, and I need my battery to when I land. So like I can't do it. I can't play this. So
have you seen how long it takes to kill your battery?
Yeah. It took an hour and 45 minutes in the low FPS to get to low battery mode, the 20%.
So 80% of your battery gone that fast.
Yeah. And then in the high FPS, it was about 30% less. So
damn.
Yeah. Pretty fast. Maybe you need to plug in for sure to play.
And you got a battery pack or something.
But yeah, so they said our sincerest thanks to all of our limited public technical alpha testers and everyone in the Diablo Immortal community for participating in this critical part of the game's development process. Over the past couple of weeks, you've shared tons of amazing feedback. We've collected troves of useful data to help us tweak, polish, and further optimize our core game systems. We hope you had a blast, and we can't wait to fight alongside you in our next tests.
Next test?
So it sounds like there's going to be more tests, which is not really a surprise.
Alpha? Yeah. Betas?
Yeah, maybe.
I would like to see, at least if they don't do open beta for the next one, at least give us some invites, because I was interested. I was genuinely interested to see if my son liked it. And so I gave him my phone and I said, here, make a monk. Or make whatever, and he picked monk. I said, make
a monk, kid.
He made a monk, is what I was meant to say.
Right.
So I gave him my phone. I said, make a new character, and he's like, he got to pick. I didn't influence. He's like, what do you think I should make? And I'm like, I'm not, whatever looks cool. And so he's like, okay, I'm gonna make a monk. And this is my 14-year-old. My 14-year-old is into like Call of Duty. He's big into Warzone, which is the new Call of Duty game. He plays Fortnite. He plays Madden. He plays NBA. So like, typical. What I would say more console gamer-ish style games. And so I gave him my phone, and his initial reactions were like, oh, this is cool. This looks really good. This is like, wow, the graphics look really crazy. Like, this is awesome. That was his initial responses. And then he's playing it. He's like, oh, the footsteps are cool. They kind of tell you where to go. And he's like talking out loud. He's like, oh, you can pick up gear and do these things. And he doesn't really like Diablo 3. He's not into it,
sure.
Because of course Dad's into it. So why would he like it? You know what I mean? But so then as he plays it, about 5 minutes later, he's like, here's your phone back. And I'm like, no, you can keep it and play for a little bit if you want. That's cool. And he's like, no, I'm good. I'm going to go play Warzone, And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, interesting. And I'm like, why? And I'm like, I'm just curious, like what, why are you wanting to stop so fast? And he's like, well, it's not. He's like, I don't. He's like, the game's cool, but I don't really know like if my friends would be into it, or if I don't really want to play it by myself. I don't really know how to play, etc. And I don't know how to play was kind of a big thing. And then, so then I told him, and I was like, you don't have to sugarcoat it for me, because I think he was afraid to step on my feelings. I think he was afraid to hurt my feelings, because he knows I'm a Diablo content creator, and he's like, if I say the game I don't like it, then it's going to make him upset. I'm like, I'm not going to get mad if you don't like it. I don't care. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to be offended. I'm genuinely interested in your feedback if this is something your friends would be interested in. I don't know. He's like, I don't even know how they would find out about it, honestly. He's like, how would my friends even know about the game? And I'm like, well, I guess if they don't do a big marketing push, they probably wouldn't. But I'm assuming that Blizzard's going to, spend some money to get it out there.
Right.
And I was like, but you could tell them about it. It's a free game, so you could play with your friends. And then he's like, yeah. He's like, I don't know. He's like, if it came out and I could talk my friends into playing with me, I'd probably give it a shot. But he's like, if my friends don't play it, then I probably won't play it either. And I think that was pretty honest feedback. I was like, he's like, the game's fun, but I'm not going to play it by myself, is basically what he was saying. So if people that I play with don't get into it too, I'm going to stick with what they play, which is COD and Fortnite and all the other, high schooler games, junior high games. So
yeah,
it was interesting feedback though, because I was like, huh, okay.
Yeah, that's total opposite of me, basically. Can I play it by myself? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly. I think it just goes into how the social aspect, I think, is a bigger portion of influence in younger audiences.
Yeah.
I think the older you get, the more confident you are in things that you like and being yourself. And I think as a younger person, you're more into like doing things with your friends and being cool and stuff like that. And I think that those decisions genuinely impact. I don't think a lot of people would have said, like, I'm only going to play if my friends play. But I think since he was talking to me, and I was like, just no, give me your honest opinion.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, yeah, it's cool enough. I would check it out if my friends would play with me. But if they're not going to play it, if they're like, nah, dude, then he's like, honestly, I'm not going to play it either. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So,
okay.
But that's it. That was just my, that was an interesting test that I did the other day.
Yeah. I hope that maybe the next iteration of the Immortal Alpha would have one controller support. Otherwise, I don't know that I could play it very long. Yeah.
I would have played it a lot more if it did that. Honestly, I think that's one of the big things.
And I hope it has more of the end game unlocked, maybe. But
I think it'd be cool if we had some invites too, like for that reason though. Because I would have been like, oh, here, here's a couple invite codes that I have. Like, here, take your best friend that you play games with and invite him and see if you guys like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the only thing about controller support though, here's problem that I have. Is I already feel like I want to play on a bigger device. So it's already like, okay, if I'm going to get into Immortal, then I want a newer iPad that can play it, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to go buy an iPad to play Immortal. That's silliness, right? And I want a controller support. But if I have to go out and buy a $60 or $70 Razer controller or a Moga controller or any of these nice controllers that, and I said Moga on purpose. That's the name of a big controller company for cell phones. Apparently, it's not. I wasn't. Yeah. So they my check better be in the mail. So but I don't want to spend $70 on a new controller to play Immortal. Like, can we get Xbox or PS4 or 5 controller support? Something.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing.
Crossed.
Yeah. Right.
And then I saw this interesting side by side. So right in the middle, you have a D3 Barbarian. On the right, you have a Diablo Immortal Barbarian. And on the left, you have a D4 Barbarian.
Okay.
What are some of the things you noticed, like right out of the gate?
Age. Like, you can't see the D4 Barb's face.
Yeah. But he's got a gray beard, it looks like.
Yeah. But it looks like age. It looks like they're aging.
Yeah.
Right? But the Immortal happened between D2 and 3, so 4 is staged after 3, so that would make sense,
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, what else are you noticing that I'm not, apparently?
Well, I mean, it's not that I'm not noticing something you're not. Just we notice different things, I guess. Obviously, the one on the right is of Asian influence.
Yeah.
It's a bit more
But that's not the OG Barb from Immortal, I don't think, is it? Didn't they change?
I don't know.
I think they changed his face. Hold on, I'll Google it real quick.
Obviously, the character model and the armor is a bit more in your face, I guess. Like there's a lot more going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did. They changed it. So
the D4 one obviously looks the most real by a landslide.
Man, I can't find it. That'd be interesting. I'll try to pull this up. I think that they changed the model though, and here's a snip of it. Or I guess I can't show it, but they did. It looks like they did change the face. Yeah, it does look like. I mean, they look similar though. They're all muscular. You know, the Immortal Barb looks a little bit more jacked. Honestly, he looks like.
Yeah, he looks more like who's the dude in Game of Thrones? You know?
Oh, yeah. What is his name?
Like just giant.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah. Versus the guy on the left, he just looks like a jacked dude.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like me. Same tat and everything.
Let's see it.
Okay, listen. OnlyFans. Exclamation OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.com/sportslucky.
Yeah.
What if that existed?
It probably does. Don't Google that, chat. And then obviously we talked about earlier the Darkening of Tristram event is happening yet again. How many podcasts have we had now where we've mentioned or how many years have we been doing the podcast?
This is at least 3.
3, yeah.
It would have been 19, 20, 21. At least 3.
Yeah. It's a cool thing if you haven't done it, you know, just like we said last year. It's kind of unfortunate they don't like at least add like maybe a new reward for doing it every year.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like check out the achievements. Like the announcement was on the screen when I logged into Diablo 3, and so I clicked the thing. It's like check the achievements, and I click it, and it's like already completed on every single one.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Kind of sucks.
So yeah, it would be cool if they threw a new one in or two. I guess if you're a Diablo 2 fan, this is probably way cooler. To me, it's kind of like, okay, like I did it once, good. So, but maybe if you love D2, this is a thing.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I love Diablo 2, but you know, Diablo 3, the graphics are just too good. And then like, oh yeah, Darkening Tristram's out. Let's go, dude. My favorite time of the year. Shit graphics in Diablo 3 as well.
Yeah, shit graphics. Let's go back to 8-bit, man. We can play Nintendo Diablo, you know?
And this was kind of interesting as well. Diablo 3 games done quick, which I actually didn't know about them. I didn't know them.
I didn't know about them either, but everybody's telling me last night when they're in the directory.
Yeah, apparently it's an organization they raise money for charities, which is really fucking cool. And then they had a team of 3 to beat the world record by 6 minutes.
Nice.
3-man leveling from 1 to 70 as fresh characters. Right. Nice. So a lot of people were like, well, isn't there a sprinter achievement? People do it at like in under an hour all the time. But that's with a geared dude. It's not with a fresh stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought too. And then I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, I've done it in under an hour for the sprinter. But then I thought about that. No, that's with the 70 character we prepped.
Yeah.
So,
but apparently they also beat the 4-man record with just 3 people. So
that's cool.
So they crushed it. Cool.
So I don't know anything about this. I don't know the people that did it. I don't know.
Me neither.
Do they like learn the game, or did they recruit Diablo 3 people that I don't know, man. I don't know how this works, but it was a thing. It was a cool thing. I think
there's just like they work with speedrunners or something. Like people that that's all they do. Right? I don't think that any one of us Diablo 3 streamers would be like a great speedrunner, because like none of us, I don't know, care that much about leveling and going crazy.
I mean, it's not my thing for sure. Like I hate it. I hate leveling. That's the worst thing of the season. I'm like, okay, let's just get this knocked out. So
yeah. Which I thought was interesting because it's a bit like racing, I guess, in a way. Yeah. Kind of leveling fresh from 1 to 70 and trying to do as fast as you possibly can.
Time? You want to beat their time next weekend? Is that what we're doing?
Let's go. No, not even. I had to play a campaign to do that, and a hard no for me. And then you can walk away for a minute. We're going to talk about, guess what?
Oh, POE, cool. Hold on, let me tab into.
First of all, Poggers drops will be enabled, which was a big thing when Valorant first came out. Like, I don't know if you remember all that.
Yeah, you had to like get the key to play the game from a Twitch streamer.
Just by watching them and sitting in their stream.
Doc lied about having drops enabled.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I got in trouble.
Yeah.
And then streamers were just like basically restreaming their live broadcast live.
Yeah, it was a whole total cluster F, dude.
But you'd say drops and Twitch would freak out, right?
But drops. So what are they dropping? Explain.
Yeah,
are they giving deep?
So if you link your account and do all that, and you're in the live stream on January 7th at 7 p.m. Or no, I'm sorry, 11 p.m. PST. So that's 1 in Central. Just by being in the Twitch chat, you'll have a chance to get within 30 minutes of time accumulated, you'll get the magma wings, which are these.
I want some magma wings.
Fire-looking wings will be in the thing.
I'm going to be in the thing. Go back up. Read those again for listeners because they're like, I want wings.
Yeah. So how to participate? Just simply link your Path of Exile account to Twitch and watch the 3.13 live stream at twitch.tv Path of Exile or any Path of Exile stream this Thursday from 11 a.m. PST until the end of our official live stream at 2 p.m. PST. That's it. So you'll get magma wings just watching for 30 minutes.
1 o'clock for us, Central Time.
Central, yeah.
There you go.
Do it.
Some new magmas.
I'm going to do it. They won't be streaming it at that time, but yeah.
You don't have to stream, you just have to watch theirs. If you link your account and watch their stream.
Yeah, but you can watch, other people and stuff like that. And you can restream it. They're sponsoring several streamers to do it, so yeah, this will be interesting. I'm curious to see, why they decided to go the route of sponsoring streamers to do it. What makes this one so special, I guess, is kind of my question. Or are they just trying something new? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hard to say. But with that, we know the schedule for all the things, the new things, POE. So January 7th, like we just talked about, is just the announcement, basically, of what's going to go down and all the new things. And we get the trailer and the page and all that stuff to look at. January 8th is a Q&A summary and possible FAQ. January 9th is challenge rewards revealed.
That's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thanks. We're getting challenge rewards on my birthday.
Hell yeah, dude. January 10th, all revealed. All redacted revealed. Wait, what? January 11th, Heist League ends at 1 p.m. Thank God. Good riddance.
Wow.
January 11th, 313 private leagues will become available for pre-purchase. January 11th, all redacted revealed. What? Why do they keep saying all redacted revealed?
They're redacted. They can't reveal. Those are the reveals. They're going to reveal a thing on the 10th.
I get it now. I'm with you.
11th.
Gotcha. Yeah. So they're probably like gems on the 11th and skills on the 10th. Or, I don't know.
Whatever stuff is.
313 balance manifesto on the 11th. So like it's their TLDR for why they're going to nerf things in a couple days. Balance manifesto on January 11th as well. And then patch notes January 12th. And then January 13th is the level 20 gems post. That's pretty big for a lot of players, especially me. Mm-hmm. And then January 14th, launch day information with the torrent link for people that have crazy slow internet. And then the 15th.
The 15th.
Next Friday is the launch of 313.
Next Friday, huh?
That's what I'm going to be doing, baby.
What are you doing next Friday?
Playing POE. Cosplaying.
Are you going to cosplay?
I cosplayed once. It was pretty funny.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it really?
It was hilarious. It was the Harvest League, so it was just.
Oh, so you dressed up as a farmer?
Yeah.
Would you put some overalls on, no t-shirt?
I had this old flannel shirt that was like already kind of crap, so I just like ripped the sleeves off and put on a straw hat.
Did you flex every time? Like, you do something, you were just like.
And I had a shovel and I was watering plants. It was adorable.
That's cool.
But it'll never beat the Methiel and the Hot Nun outfit. Anyways. But yeah, so that's what's going on there. Path of Exile next Friday. How hyped are you, P? Are you going to kill Awakener?
Yes. I can't contain my excitement. I'm so hyped.
You said you were going to kill Awakener last time, and you didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is this the league?
No, maybe. Every time I play, I go a little further. So
How far did you make it last time? You got into maps.
I was into maps.
Yellow maps? Or just white maps?
No, I think they had color to them. Are there blue maps too?
That's just the rarity of the map. Not the tier.
I don't know. I don't remember anymore. We were doing some maps, and I had you started fighting bosses maybe in the map in the Atlas thing to like
Conquerors?
unlock.
You killed some conquerors?
Yeah, I killed some conquerors to like start getting the things. Something like that.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't remember. Hopefully it comes back when I start killing stuff because we were figuring out the mechanics behind how to get the conquerors to show up on the Atlas to kill them. Something.
So you are gonna play Friday?
Maybe. Yeah. I'm not promising, but I'm not gonna rule it out. I think I might.
Listen, you were playing like Red Dead today, so you can play some POE.
Yeah, Red Dead's been fun, man.
The hell is that?
Red Dead's fun. Did you see my horse's name in Red Dead?
No, I didn't. What is it?
Okay.
Oh God.
His name is Fluffy.
Nice. So you ride me around in a.
I ride you around. Yeah.
Sick. Does he ever like buck you off or anything like that?
Yeah, he's a piece of shit all the time. Actually, that's why I named him Fluffy.
Good.
He's a total bitch all the time. I'm like, it's funny because I yell at him. I'm like, Fluffy, get the fuck over here! Like, he's because he won't listen. He runs off.
Yeah, sounds like me.
Funny. Yeah, this is definitely like you. So,
but that's all. It's on the schedule. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Let's hit up some. Let's hit up some Twitter questions.
Okay.
If you guys want to submit questions to the podcast, you can tweet them at Lord__Fluffy, at myself, ThaPChild, or you can join either of our Discords where we
forgot Fluff hates and PChild loves.
Yeah. Well, do you have a hate?
Oh yeah, easy.
Okay, go ahead.
People of Tulum.
People of Tulum.
The Instagrammers.
No, wait. Not the people of Tulum.
Yeah, the actual people that are native to Tulum. They're great, actually. And but the tourists that go to Tulum. Listen, I don't know what it is. I don't want to like fashion shame anyone, but like you just see like wearing blankets. That's a thing.
What blankets?
Yeah, you just wear like a blanket. You just cut a hole
and put your head through a blanket.
You put your head through a blanket. You just wear like a blanket, like you can see everything on the side. It's like a poncho.
Wait, what do you mean see everything on the side? Side boob? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, I mean people, just hippies, which is I'm not shaming hippies at all. It's just that's the thing. But the worst kind of person, right, is that they're so self-involved that they don't even understand like how rude they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so we were saying we stayed in like several different glamp sites, and it's 2 a.m. in the morning, and like all these people are outside, when there's tents, and there's like in the middle of all these tents, and there's like talking about how wild their night before was for New Year's, and like, oh, how late did you stay out? Like, oh, I was out until 4:30, and the another one was like, oh no, I was out until 5. And I'm like, oh my God, where did you go? Oh my God, we were at Azalik, and like the drinks were so good, and they had these like flame dancers, and like they're just literally from 2 a.m. until 5 a.m. These people
and you're like, shut the fuck up, I go to sleep. Yeah. I hear
awful.
You. That's a issue that I have in general. Is I hate hearing other people. Like when I'm in my home, I hate it. And like my neighbor has a super loud pickup truck that he like put race exhaust on this pickup truck or something, and he goes and he starts it up, and every morning at like 7 a.m. he starts his truck and it idles across. It's so fucking loud that I can hear it in my bedroom across the street.
Yeah.
And he lets it idle for like 10-15 minutes every morning, and I'm just like, to get warm because it's wintertime. I don't know, I'm in the Midwest in the United States. Right now it's 32 degrees outside, so it's cold, and he starts it up, and it makes sense, right? And every morning it wakes me up, and I'm like, dude, I want to go over there and just smack him and be like, dude, can you please just not run your truck? Or like he'll have his friends over on a Saturday night at like 1-2 a.m. and it's like, I can hear you in my house. Like, you're like, shut up. And like, I have a pretty big yard. Like I don't have a tiny, like, I own a 1/4 acre, which isn't a lot, but that's, that's a sunk for in the city. That's a decent sized plot of land. And it's like, dude, you're being way too loud. I hate it. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
So
that sounds great.
That's my rant. For PChild loves, man, what things do I love this week? let's go to. I think you're tarnishing me because all I think of are all the things that just.
Well, we switch roles, man. I'm Mr. Positive now, and you're just Mr. Negativity.
No, you know what I love? Like I think might have said this one before, but I love being at home. I love work from home. Like this is a thing that I think is.
Well, I mean, you don't have a job though.
Okay, you know what?
I'm kidding. I love you. I love
you. Yeah. The work from home thing, even for everybody, not just myself included, but my wife is also in that bucket and other people that I know. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's in a lot of like, hey, you can get these things done, and I actually think it's really cool, man. I think spending the extra time with the family is pretty nice, and not having to get up and like, put khakis and a polo on and
hell yeah,
kiss my boss's ass every day, in person. I can just kiss his ass on the cell phone and then hang up and be like, what an idiot. So that's it, man. That's all I got. Let's hit some Twitter questions.
Okay.
The first one comes from Cernix. Cernix says, what TV show has a side character that is so good they could be a star of their own series? I don't watch a lot of TV, honestly, man, but
The Hound. I would have watched a show with him.
The Hound from Lord of the Rings or from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cast that you could have done. You could have done with that. You could have done a Jon Snow spinoff or a Arya spinoff.
No, who cares? They're gonna have an Arya spinoff, I think.
Yeah, I think they've already talked about it. At least that was the things, right? Yeah. You could honestly just do characters in that series. Like you could just pick a random dude and make one. Trying to think what shows have had some badass side casts. Trying to think of the ones that I've been watching lately. I don't know. Nothing's really jumping to mind because I don't watch a lot of TV. The shows that I'm super hyped for, though, are if you haven't seen The Boys. The Boys is probably one of my favorite TV shows, just because of its like, I don't know, man. It's like dark, gritty realness. It just seems like if superheroes really existed, like that's exactly what they would be like.
Right?
Yeah, like they would totally be like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else have you watched? Something my wife's been watching. She watched and said was really good was the new Karate Kid stuff. Have you seen any of the Karate Kid new show? Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I've seen like trailers, but I don't know. The trailers didn't interest me at all. There's also another one like on Apple TV that's like about a football coach, and he goes to coach soccer that everyone's like raving about, but the trailers look stupid.
They look lame. I don't like coach movies. Like, like there was one where Ben Affleck played a basketball coach. Like, I'm a basketball fan. And I'm like, I don't care about that. I don't.
It was okay.
Seen the coach thing.
It was okay.
You like that one?
I watched it. Yeah.
I was just like, man.
Ben Affleck plays a good tortured human.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He just has that.
He just has that look. Like, I'm so fucking tired of like acting and Hollywood. Right. Like, but I'm gonna still do this.
You know what looks interesting, and I want to try to watch it sometime. So it's not Teen Titans, but there's a Titans TV show on HBO. I think now it's like so the Teen Titans would have been like Cyborg and Robin and Beast Boy and Starfire and all these people.
I don't know what you're saying right now.
You don't know DC heroes? You don't know like Batman and Robin? Like Batman and Robin?
Yeah, I know them. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cyborg, right? Did you see Justice
Cyborg?
League?
Oh, is that the robot dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fluff, listen, man.
I got you.
Okay. And so that'd be cool. But the only thing is it's like it's DC. So is it going to be like Wonder Woman 84 quality? Because
that was so good.
It was so good. I don't want to waste my time with that movie. So I'm excited to see that. Hex says, what other... Okay. This is... The other co-host name is the answer. What question is their name the answer to? So for me, it would be Fluff, Lord Fluffy. And for you, it would be PChild.
Yeah.
So so what's the question? Who is the most vain person you know? Lord Fluffy.
I met actually a lot more Bane people when I was in Tulum.
That's crazy, man. That must have been a great place.
Yeah. Gosh, what would PChild be the answer? I mean, it used to be like, who's like the nicest guy, you know, but not
Your
anymore.
toxicity has
Yeah,
corrupted me. Yeah.
totally. Who is the okayest variety streamer you know? The PChild.
Okayest variety streamer. Wow. Okay. I'm the okayest.
Yeah.
How about I make that my next title of my next stream just for you? The okayest variety streamer you know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dirtnap says, have you ever won a contest or a random prize? Example, like the lottery. Well, obviously I haven't won the lottery, but I have actually. Yeah. What about you? I'll give some details on mine in a second.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember some.
So technically I won, but I didn't. This was a long time ago. My wife and I were first dating, and she was working at this place, and I was working at another place, and we would email each other back and forth every now and then. And so I was sitting in my office one day, and she calls me. She doesn't call me very often. We always email each other. She calls me, and I pick up the phone, and she's like, "Hey," and she says, "You got to call this number right now. You just won a contest." And I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And she's like, "I entered your name in this radio station that we listen to at work, and the 500 caller, 500th whatever texter, or I don't even know how it was. But she's like, you won. They're announcing your name on the radio right now. You won. Call this number. You just won $500. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm like, whatever. And I called the number, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, hey, I just won the thing. And they're like, what's the phrase? And she told me the thing I had to say. It was like, your station rocks something,
Gotcha.
whatever, It's just like, okay.
Nice.
And they're like, yeah, you can come, we'll give you some information. And so a couple of weeks goes by, and they call me up, and they're like, hey, we got a check for you down at the radio station. You got to drive down here to pick it up and sign for it and stuff. Like, we can't mail it to you. And I'm just like, all the way downtown, because I don't live in actual St. Louis. I live in the suburbs outside. I'm like, okay, that's like 45 minutes away. You sure, you can't mail it, or we can work something out? I'm like, no, you got to drive down here. I'm like, all right. So I did, and I got the check. That was it. That's my story.
Good
I didn't
out,
actually enter. My wife won, and so I spent a lot of it on her. I was like, here, you won it, but keep it a little from me. Sure.
I think I actually don't win a lot. I mean, I win like work pools for sports actually quite a bit, and I don't know anything about sports, so I enter ironically, because everyone's doing it, but
right, because the expert's always wrong.
Yeah. I think I won a train, like an actual model train once when I was like a kid at some stupid expo. But
I'm sorry, that sounds horrible. That's a traumatizing life experience.
Yeah. That's it. I think.
That's it?
I don't know, win a lot of things other than video games. Obviously, I win a lot of that.
Yeah, you don't win a lot of things. I get it.
But like total randomization stuff, no. But skill, yeah, got it. Rank 1.
Okay, with you. I think I've won some scratcher tickets and stuff.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't waste a lot of money on scratcher tickets because I feel like
I'll buy. I want to say I'll buy a Powerball every once in a while just for
shit. I do too. There was one that was like crazy high recently, and I was like, we should go buy that. And my wife's like, I'm not throwing my money away. Like she's like total anti.
Right.
And every now and then I'm like, yeah. I mean, who cares? It's $1 like or $3 or whatever. It's like if we lose, if we win, though, dude, think about it. But when I turned 8, when I was every Christmas, I had this lady at work that used to come in, and she would bring a scratcher ticket and give everybody a scratcher ticket for Christmas. Just like, and if you win, you win. And I think actually on the ones that she used to bring in, because I worked at this place for a long time, so she did it for many years. I think I did win $50 on one of those one time. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. So, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Okay. So you win the lottery tomorrow. Yeah. You take home after tax 100 mil.
Okay.
What's my cut?
I don't know. It'd be interesting. I think I think I would do something kind of like you said. I think I would make my thing would be I would buy every house on my block, right? I would try to I sure there's some kind of contingency we could work out so where I like the area I live in. I live in a dead end cul-de-sac street. And so I would like to buy every house on the entire street and then tear them all down and build like a couple houses and give everybody bigger yards. And then I'd have houses for the homies. And I'd be like, Fluff, you want this badass house here?
Wait, I have to live in St. Louis?
You gotta live in St. Louis. But then I'd be like, just, you're a full-time streamer now, dude. Make some money, make
Hell yeah.
your content, Wait. I think that'd be the dream. So there'd be I would try to do things like that. I would be like, hey, my brother wants to move in, or I get him close, or not in the same house though. I'd just be like, you live like walking distance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can go hang out with the homies if you want to. So
it'd be cool. Google Fiber though.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? We'd have to just get some business line fiber ran and just YOLO it. You know what I mean? Like we'd have 100 million. We could afford the 20,000 for the fiber install. You know what I mean? It wouldn't at that point. Because I actually got a quote. I was like, how much would it cost to get fiber to my house? And they're like, we don't have residential fiber out there. And I'm like, okay, so like what's the install cost? And they're like, well, the closest points here, blah, blah, blah. It was like $65,000 or something for them to run it to my house. And I'm like, nope, I'm good. But if you had 100 mil, I'd probably be like, you know what? Go ahead and bring that fiber on out. Actually, I'd move. We'd buy a nicer cul-de-sac, but
move out of St. Louis, maybe.
No, man, my family lives here. What's my cut if you want 100 million?
You get to go on all the trips. The weird streamer.
Listen,
gamer.
Would you at least T3 sub at that point?
Well, wait. Maybe T2, I guess.
T2 sub? Okay. You're the okayest. You're the okayest, right?
Maybe if you're the greatest variety streamer. Yeah. If there is such a thing.
Right. Let's see. Where are we at? Jake says to get $20, you have to sob uncontrollably to a random stranger. Would you do it? Somebody offers you $20 to walk up to some random stranger and uncontrollably just sob like your heart's been crushed. Would you do it?
For $20?
Yeah, for $20.
No.
I wouldn't either. Not for 20. What's the number? What would it take? 100? 100's enough.
Is it like a truth or dare type? Like what's the scenario? It's just like some weirdos like
you're on the street, you're walking down the sidewalk, and I'm like, hey, I got $100 if you walk over to whatever random person and just like bawling, crying, like your girl just crushed you. You're like, oh, I just don't know, like the whole thing. $100. I would probably do it for $100.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
it'd be hard to fake it though and not laugh. I can't even I don't know. I think maybe the last time I cried was I was 12 years old or something like that.
Oh, get out of here.
I'm not even kidding. I just don't even have that emotion.
You haven't had a tear come out of your eye since you were 12 years old.
I'm no cap right now. So that'd be hard to fake.
Damn, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Yeah. Robot does not understand emotion.
That makes sense, Data.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I could make myself cry. Like I can't cry on demand. I can't make my eyes water, but I could definitely. Maybe you could poke yourself a little bit. Be like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
$100 is enough. I would try. I think I'm like, do I get the money even if I attempt it? Because that would count, I guess. That's it though. That's all the questions that we had this week.
Easy
peasy. If you guys want to submit questions to the podcast, at ThaPChild, at Lord__Fluffy, or join our Discords. We have Ask the Meta sections you can drop in there.
Yep. Easy.
Chat just says when you didn't get a BlizzCon invite, you didn't cry.
Yeah, maybe next time they actually do a BlizzCon and I still didn't get an invite, maybe I would cry. Maybe I would shed a tear.
Oh man. All right. I'll catch you guys next week for episode 129.
129. That's crazy. We'll see you boys next week. Peace out.